All right, folks, welcome on back now to another glorious episode of the BoomBastiCAST. Woo!
Woo!
Hey, we got a great guest for you guys today. This is a gentleman whose face you've seen just about everywhere since the beginning of time, almost. You know what I mean? Legendary dude. Um, we got Home Alone, Married with Children, Breaking Bad, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. She's having a baby. The Jerk, he had a little cameo in, I believe. Married with Children, I said, right?
Yep,
Seinfeld?
yep, yep.
He's a
Also,
really,
yeah, he's also the one we can thanks for bringing the classic characters of Chandler and Joey together. Because if it wasn't for him, telling that other guy that he has become Chandler's roommate, then it would be Chandler and the other guy, not Chandler and Joey, which we now know as one of the funniest sitcom duos
yeah.
in history.
Yeah, he's been a part of just about everything, and we're going to try and touch base on as much things as we can on this episode. And keep it rolling. There's so many cool TV and movie appearances that he's been a part of that perfect contender for a Boombastic Cast guest. You know what I mean? Someone who's entertained and influenced myself and the Hawk for many moons. All right, and that man
Yeah,
is Larry Hankin.
yeah. I gotta say one of the great things that I like about him. He's definitely one of those guys who's a character actor. He's been going since the '70s, and he's still going strong, and he's not slowing up, which is really cool, and it's great to see him. He always you always love seeing him on screen because he has such a great sense of timing and a sense of humor.
True, and he's so good at timing that here he is, right here, folks. Without any further ado, the great and the wonderful and the mega powerful, like a superhero, Larry Hankin. Welcome to the show.
Okay, Alexander and Matt. Okay.
Alexander and Matt.
Yeah.
Larry, very nice to meet you on the interwebs of the Zoom media here.
Yeah, this is really great. It's a wonderful thing during this pandemic.
There's got to be something good about it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, Zoom meetings. You know what I like about COVID, man? The Zoom meetings. They're
I think
really great. I would have never, well, anyway.
it's funny though because Zoom was like nothing. Like Zoom was just this thing that people would go, "Oh, I hope it gets famous someday." And then COVID happened, and everybody. It's like the only way they did school, business meetings. It's like the future, you know.
Yeah, it's really amazing. Um, but your room is really cool too,
Why,
the
thank you.
background. Yeah. What is all that?
This is all I got.
Records or
Yeah,
what?
yeah, I guess those are my soundtracks, and then I got action figures. I'm big in the records, and over here I got like my rock and hip hop records and
Yeah. And
pop.
meanwhile, Alex has nothing. He's got squares. He's got Japanese. He's Japanese. Very simple.
Well,
Very
Well,
esoteric.
yes.
Alex,
I live in a Japanese bathhouse. It has a very good, rent system. I scrub the floors and they let me, hide out in this
What's
little.
behind that?
you don't want to know.
That's a screen, Alex.
Yeah,
Yes, it is.
What mess is behind that screen?
No one wants to know. No one wants to know. That's why the screen's up.
Okay.
If you were to see the mess, you'd be like, "Oh my god!"
Okay, but
can't
we all suspect. Okay, it's cool.
Alex is an actor as well, so I consider like his clean slate. So whenever he needs to get into, he can just he doesn't have to look around and
Yeah,
be
right.
influenced.
Yeah, I got this whole room I got to clean before I, go on to Zoom. That's the other thing about Zoom, though,
Yeah,
is it exposes, I've been watching the news, and all the talking heads, and now they're all in their kitchens and their living room.
yeah.
It's really funny how they get their background, they get their book behind them, or what they've read lately, or It's
What they
a
want you to
big
think they're at.
thing now
Yeah.
with backgrounds.
I like your art in the background. I know you did those. You get the hood on the hood. I'm a big fan of.
Oh yeah, wait a minute. Do I have them? Well, where do I have them? Oh, I don't have them. Yeah, they're all on T-shirts. I did a Zoom meeting the other. I wonder what. Oh, I put them away. I folded them up and put them away. I shouldn't put them away. I just keep them up. But yeah, they're all on. They're all on T-shirts on my. I'll do the ad now. TheRealLarryHankin.com. Are we broadcasting yet?
We're recording, yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we cut it. We cut it up. So yeah, don't worry about anything. We do edit it. So
I don't care. But they're all, I got like 40 of them on TheRealLarryHankin.com. LarryHankin.com has been stolen. I'm being held up. It's
Really?
hostage. You know, they don't want me to pay.
yeah,
So TheRealLarryHankin.com. And then all my paintings are up there, all my T-shirts, all my
films.
film shorts, everything
Yeah.
is up.
Nice.
Yeah, we'll start with art actually because since we, from the get go, the show's a very artistic show that you're on now. You know what I mean?
Well, you've got a very artistic background.
Well,
and
thank you.
everything, So
Thank you very
and
much.
even the minimalism of Alexander is pretty cool.
Each square is your own destiny. You pick a square and fill it out in your imagination.
This is the future. This is the past. And right now we are in the present.
Oh, very nice, very nice.
Actually,
So,
it's funny. My pal Matt, well, along other things, being a producer and a director and all around good guy,
Ooh,
he also paints too.
Well, I started out as a painter. I mean, I really didn't start. No, I always wanted to be a painter, but my parents, they didn't want that. They wanted somebody who could support them in their old age. Painters are not good at that. So that they knocked that out of me, and I went into show business instead. Ha ha.
the same gamble. Yeah.
Same gamble. They're really PO'd about it too.
Yeah.
But that's what I did. So, when I finally started to get regular jobs in show business and Hollywood, I had time because there's a long time between jobs in movies.
Right.
You sit around and you audition. So I started to paint again. And then when digital came around, I could do it at home and I didn't have to buy oil paints or anything like that. They're all, what I do is I draw on newspaper and then I just color them in digital. So they're all drawings, but they're digital painting,
Yeah.
color.
I like them.
Cool. And then you can blow them up or put them on T-shirts, whatever.
And go
So
buy
that's a painting.
I like it a lot. So yeah, I was gonna ask you about like what your style was, like paint wise, you know what I mean? So you kind of answered that for me.
Yeah, because in digital,
Mhm.
it's what do you call it? Photoshop,
Right.
You got literally pre-mixed over 1 million colors.
Yeah.
You just hit the dot, So, I mean, I used to paint with oils and gouache and watercolors and stuff. But it just mixing and cleaning your brushes and buying all the different brushes and stuff.
Yeah.
So digital, that's the only thing I like about the internet is digital. Well, that's the internet. Yeah.
Yeah.
The apps. Yeah, that's other than that and Zoom because of COVID.
That's true.
The rest is it's just what is it? It's a spam and people telling you misinformation. It's just full of information, ads, and spam. That's the internet to me.
Yeah.
Misinformation, spam, and ads,
When
and Photoshop.
when it comes to your art, where do you get inspiration? Because I know you had some there's some like real heavy emotional like paintings in there, you know what I mean, with like the woman weeping and stuff like that.
Well, it's anything that catches my interest, really. I mean, sometimes I'll make a painting because I see a great line. You know what gun whales. Yeah, on a boat, that's
Sail.
the top of the sides, the top of
Okay.
the sides of the boat are called gun whales. Well, on like
Yeah.
rowboats, all boats, but you can see it on rowboats. On rowboats, the gun whale going from the back, to the front, it goes that line, that sweep, and then up to the
Yeah.
front. Okay. Sometimes I'll be, walking along or something, and I'll see a rowboat, and I'll go, "Ooh, that line, that gun whale," and I'll do a painting just based on. I mean, I'll draw the whole boat, but the reason that I'm doing it because is that line. Also, I have on my website, I have one of my paintings I did. It's called Birthday Sock. My my sister had a birthday, and I didn't know what kind of a present to give her. So I said, okay, I'll send her a painting. So I had a pair of new socks. They were black and red. So I painted my foot in the sock. So I painted and I sent it to her because I like the line of the underside of my foot in the sock. It was
Yeah.
just a very cool curve on people's feet, on your foot. Well, in the sock. So the sock was, black and red, and I had black pants on. So it was very stark, but really cool. She liked it. I liked it. But again, it's anything that draws my soul. If it's an emotion, like a woman being sad about a death or something like that, or someone crying or laughing, or a line or a thing. It's just whatever catches my interest. And then
Yeah.
you go, but if it doesn't catch my interest, I can't do it really. I mean,
I like.
it comes out different. It comes
Yeah.
out not well.
Yeah, I like the vibe of like the politician and the businessman type ones. Those are cool. You know what I
That
mean?
one.
Yeah, there's a couple of them, but that was a great one.
Well, there's well, see right here, you can't. No, no, I can't. It's all wired up.
Yeah, yeah.
Wires. But right up here is a big, huge. Well, it's bigger than it's that big.
Yeah.
And it's up here. It's an elephant. It's just an elephant. It has nothing to do with politics or boats or anything. It's a big elephant. So whatever catches my eye. There was an elephant in a zoo. I thought, wow, that's a really cool elephant.
Yeah, elephant's a sign of luck, I believe. I think.
What is it a sign of what?
I think a sign of luck. Like if you see an elephant or whatever, it's supposed to be a lucky thing. If it don't.
Oh, well,
step
I got
on
a
you,
huge piece of luck right up here.
You got luck looking down on you. That's better than luck looking down.
Cool. Okay. Too bad you guys can't see it. You would be filled with luck. But
it's on the real fucking Larry.
They're all there. They're all there. A lot of lucky things are on there.
Really cool
lucky
stuff.
Dogs.
I liked it. I thought that was really great. Painting's great. Like Alex was saying, I do a little dabbling myself. And you can see anything. Like I remember how you like sketches, you just like start drawing lines on a paper and eventually it'll start to form into something,
Yeah, well, I used to do, that was a game I used to play in public school. I never paid any attention to class. Classes were so boring. Right. So there was another cartoonist, all I did was cartoons when you're in public school. You don't know about painting and shit. Well, I didn't anyway. But so I would sit in the back on most of my classes because I just wasn't interested. And the guy sitting next to me, Stuart was his name, and he was a cartoonist too. So what we would do is that we had a great game. I really, if I find another cartoonist who I could just sit next to, what you do is you just script a letter, like B or C, or you write a scripted letter. That was it. And you hand it to him. And that was the start of a cartoon you had to make out of that. You had to draw a cartoon and you had to start with the letter. And so like a B, a scripted B, the bottom of the B, where you start, you go boom, boop, like that, the bottom of the B. that was the lion's nose. It was a side view of a lion. And then you just draw the mane around the bee and it would look like a lion.
Yeah.
You go, boom. We would do that for hours through a lot of classes. Because I guess, I don't know, I haven't been in public school in a long time.
Me either, yeah.
So I don't know if you had to change classes for each subject or you did all the subjects in one class. I don't know. See, we did all the subjects in one class so we could sit there for hours and just pass, so I didn't pay much attention. Or I'd look out the window. That was another great thing I did.
It is good,
There you go. I would get people, but it was so, I guess, obvious. But I mean, the other kids would say, what are you looking at? I just sit there. That tree, or I wasn't looking at anything. I was just thinking of my next cartoon, or I was just thinking about what I was going to do after school.
Yeah.
But school never caught my interest. I never did a painting of school. Let me put it that way.
You hear that a lot with artists. It's just kind of dull and the same routine over and over and over every day. You lose interest pretty quick.
Well, also I was a cheater. I was kind of a smart kid, so I always relied on I can look it up, or for the test I could study real hard.
Yeah.
So I've always figured out a way to get by. It's not a good way to go through life. I mean, I learned that after public school, halfway through high school. It's sort of, no, I don't think I can get away with it anymore. So, okay. Because so it was a drag. It was an anchor on my running board.
Yeah.
It just didn't work.
Yeah.
Does anybody know what running boards are anymore? Running boards.
No, schools have changed completely. Yeah.
Yeah, that's like on the side of like the old cars, right?
Yeah. See, he kind of knows. Yeah, right. Yeah. It's
I used to
old
watch
cars.
like,
I don't know why they have. Well, I guess the idea was to step on the running board to get into the car, but now somebody said, why do you have to do that? That's the key to most inventions. Somebody comes along and say, well, why do you have to do that? Like me with digital. Well, why do I have to mix paints? Let me just digital.
Yeah.
I guess that's with what's that guy's a Tesla?
Oh, Elon Musk. Elon Musk, yeah. Elon.
I guess, why do we have to use wings? Why can't we just propel it straight up? Why do you have to have wings to go straight up? You don't need wings.
Yeah.
It's just, it's
he's got the money.
Most inventions, I'm sure, come out of, Newton and the apple.
Of course.
Why does it have to fall? Why doesn't it go up? Why does it have to go down? I don't know.
They say imagination is the only thing that kind of separates us from some animals, is the fact that we can imagine.
I guess, but I mean, I think that's true, but a lot of animals do have some kind of imagination. Like, for instance, raccoons. Why do they wash their food first? Probably because they have hands, or maybe because it goes down better. Like the water wets it to go down. They don't like the dry stuff. I don't know, but that kind of is the first raccoon to say, why does it have to be dry?
Yeah.
Well, why? I got a hand. Let me just put it in the water. I mean, but monkeys do the same thing. Imagine. I don't think. Hey, here's my point. I don't think there's much difference between us and animals, because we are, in fact, animals.
Yeah, we taste the same. Ooh. I was watching a video with gorillas the other day, and I was like, these are just like they're like a higher class of human.
Yeah,
war made
I
human.
think so.
You know what I mean?
Much higher class.
And they know the deal. And you got to take like beavers that build dams and stuff to protect themselves. So they use their imagination.
They know the deal.
Yeah, they know.
Yeah, and they don't overachieve.
Yeah.
You know, like no animal ever thought, let's go to a moon. Let's go to the moon. That would be a cool thing.
Right.
How do we do that?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't have much. I don't put much stock in Homo sapiens, really. I mean,
I'm
really,
with you.
you know.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if you think about it, I mean, I'm sure. I mean, I've seen some things where like they have an elephant and they give him a paintbrush and they have him,
Oh
paint on
yeah.
the canvas. And the thing is, honestly, I mean, my opinion is that if there is, let's say, spirituality or like a soul and all of that, I believe that all creatures have that because, like you said, we're animals. I mean, we're not any more special than the
Yeah.
dog or the bear or any other. And the thing is, the only
But we
difference
think
is,
we are.
yeah, we
That's the
think we are.
difference.
That's the difference. We think we are, but the truth is that if animals had the same speech and we could communicate with each other, I'm sure we'd find out that they're probably as sophisticated as us, just
Oh
in a
yeah.
different way, in a different way of communicating.
Yeah, you try to catch a fish with your mouth. Go ahead.
I've seen him
I
do it.
tried that. It didn't work. I got too much.
Yeah, but that's totally true. I mean, they don't think, hey, I'm better than you, or I'll just, if I am, I'm going to eat you. In other words, it's on or off.
Right.
It's very digital. Animals are very digital. It's 0 or 1. That's it.
It's true. Yeah, you look into the eyes of a gorilla and you get the vibe that like it knows exactly. It knows what you're doing. You're videotaping it. It just decides not to kind of communicate and let us know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We probably
But
go to war with them.
yeah, and they do have emotions, like they'll hug you and stuff. They know that.
Yeah.
But so do we. It's like they know that. No, so do we.
Yeah.
I mean, they were there first with the hugging.
Yeah.
We came along later. Oh, by the way, okay, this is a thought. I mean, it's very rarely that we get into these subjects in Zoom interviews, but might as well bring it up. Yeah, I think that as far as we're talking about Homo sapiens and animals, I truly believe that we're going to be one of the first, I guess, living entities. Like trees are living entities too. So I don't even know if I can cut it that fine, but that we are going to go from an anomaly to survival to evolution to extinction faster than any other anomaly ever.
Yeah.
We're going to go into it. We're going to be extinct before we ever really evolve. I mean, like tigers have been around for how many millions of years, right? Tigers, bugs, rats. We've only been around for like, I think it's, a little over 300,000 years. I'll give you 500,000, but that's way in the safety zone. So we've been around for 500,000 years. There's like nothing compared to all the other animals and trees and stuff around. And we're already on the road to extinction with the air and the water and the land and the smog and the pandemics. I mean, we're on the way.
You think our imagination is a curse in the end? Because our imagination is we create all these things that maybe that's why we're going to go to extinction.
We're overachievers,
right?
Well, a scientist actually told me the reason. I mean, it was a she, broke it down. She said there's too big a distance between our ability to think, our imagination, and our ability to survive. I don't know. In other words, that we've separated our reach over our grasp,
Okay. Yeah.
our
Yeah.
reach over, we don't have this, it's not together, you know.
Yeah.
We're thinking too far ahead.
Right.
We can invent a bomb to blow ourselves up.
Exactly.
We you know, that's really great, but it's anti-species.
Right.
Other species never do anti-species things. They just become extinct. Well,
Yeah.
you're not being able to make, and we're inventing our own extinction.
Yeah.
No other animal does that. Trees don't invent how to set fires.
Right.
You don't see a tree picking up an axe trying to chop up
Yeah.
the tree.
There's no axe. Trees don't have axes.
Right.
I mean, so the stupidity of our species is really funny, but it's sad, you know. I mean, it's
Yeah, the extinction thing I've been thinking about recently is so weird and kind of creepy, you know, just these different civilizations that have been here that are no longer here. And you know, some certain people say that, like with the comet that killed the dinosaurs, that it come every so many years, you know, whatever, you know, a lot of years we're talking about here, but you know, it's reoccurring, and it's kind of crazy to think, you know, that it's a time clock that just set that it's just gonna boom, 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 be over. And it's almost interesting to think that we know this deep down.
well, yeah, we know, yeah.
You know, we know.
Animals don't know. That's another stupidity thing of ours, you know,
Yeah.
our ability to see way into the future, and there's no us there.
Yeah. We can be so self-destructive. I wonder if that's like conscious, because deep down we know that we really aren't going to last anyways. You know what I mean?
Well, you know, that's an interesting concept. Where we are born suicidal,
Right.
self-destructive.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. There is no other animal that is that. Lemmings come to mind, but that's about it. And that's because of overpopulation. In other words, they don't do it until it gets to be too. And I think also they don't. I don't think they know they're destroying themselves. I think they're just going that way, and then there happens to be a drop off.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they're just following. You know, like
humanity.
Well, like humanity, yes. I was thinking of like elk and stuff, or you know, like in Africa when they go across a river and there's alligators in there, but you know, the theory is enough of us will get across, so the species has got that in mind. Yeah, we're going to destroy a few thousand of us, but a couple of thousand are going to get through. The species knows that. I don't see how we're going to get through. In other words, where does our species have that? Yeah, well, I was talking to a friend the other day, and he said, well, no, enough of us will survive. Yeah, but that doesn't do me any good.
Right.
Yeah. What about me, species? What about me, DNA?
Exactly.
I don't know. But anyway.
The survivors will be a part of a special club that we're not a part of. You know.
Yeah. It's the rich. I think the rich are going to.
The rich, yeah, definitely.
They're going to do well. They're going to do very well. That's why I think people are trying to be rich.
Elon Musk, yeah. You know,
it's not cupidity. It's survival. You know, if I get rich enough, I'll be able to survive. They even have the place picked out already. By the way, I don't know if you know that. Yes. Do you know where the rich are going to go when they have to survive?
Is it a different planet?
When shit hits the fan.
Aren't they trying to switch up one of the planets to make it
no
inhabitable?
We're not going to get that far.
You think we'll go underwater?
New Zealand.
Why so?
In other words, I think the reasoning is that New Zealand there's certain countries that do have this. You know, you can't buy any land or own property if you're not a citizen. That's very simple. You know, it doesn't seem dangerous or easy, or why it would be good for rich people. But rich people in New Zealand, I think it's an island, isn't it? An island? It's an island. Yeah. So rich people, there's a way they can buy their way in and buy property there. It's an island, so it can be defended, and it's far enough away from every other place that it's kind of safe for, like, say, a pandemic or something.
Yeah.
Like that. So they've already got their geographical location picked out.
Yeah.
For the survival of the species. It's really, rich people are really shrewd, aren't they? You know, I don't know.
It's a global thing. The natural disasters, I think, are the most scariest thing. And you got to look at Earth as a living. People forget Earth is a living thing, and like humanity's kind of like a cancer on it. So it'd only be a matter of time before it'd fight back and try and heal itself.
I was yeah. I mean, in other words, the Earth is going to do fine without us. It's going to really do fine. The other animals are going to do fine. Alpha animals are going to do really well. Do you know that, there's a declination of, and we're the top animals, we're the top predators. Well, then you go below the top. Okay, I'm sorry, not alpha, predators. Top predators. The top.
Apex predators?
Well, wait a minute. How does it go? The top animals in a predator species, like say lions. There's an alpha lion, in other words, or alpha dog. In other words, the best dog is an alpha dog. He's the leader. Okay. An alpha. So, all right. I just lost the thought. Forget it. It was just too complex.
Alpha human.
Way too complex.
Alpha humans. We're all alpha humans here.
Well, my point, I guess, was that we have, and without knowing it, humans have killed off all the top predators. Like, for instance, lions, tigers are top predators, but also in the sea. Sharks now are becoming endangered species. Well, if you kill the sharks, man, there goes the garbage machines. They clean the ocean, man. So we're killing them off, and so in other words, all of the species that are endangered, let me put it that way, are top predators. If you kill off the top predators, they keep the other things. Like lemmings kill themselves, well, top predators also kill off the extras.
Yeah.
But if you kill off the extras, then you get more bugs, and you lose the bees, and you lose in other words, you lose every time you kill a top predator, you lose something that or you're over expanding what they ate. Yeah. They eat these. Well, there's no more tigers, so now they expand. Well, nothing is stopping them, so they're going to endanger other things. It's
like the butterfly effect a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the butterfly effect. I mean, we're losing when you start losing butterflies and bees, man, I mean, it's like a canary in a coal mine, don't you think?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
it's
I mean,
weird.
That hinders, the pollination, the growing of food.
Yeah, you lose food. If you lose bees, you lose pretty much minimum half your diet is gone.
Probably the good stuff.
How stupid is that?
That's probably the good stuff. It's probably the good part of your diet that you want to keep. And the rest of the diet's Mountain Dew and cereal.
Yeah, well, what about ice cream? Is that going to go?
Never. It's too much calories to go. It's crazy there, you know what I mean? It's definitely a wild world, that's for sure.
Yeah, like I say, once we leave, everything will be copacetic and fine. Back to normal. Yeah, if you want to go back to normal, get rid of human beings. Then everything will be normal. Jeez.
This is our countdown to extinction episode.
Yeah,
I like it.
I mean, we can talk like this because
I love it.
It's not in our lifetime.
Yeah, well, hopefully.
Down the road. But I think kids, like say high school kids.
Yeah.
I think they are aware of what their parents are doing and grandparents and great grandparents are doing to the planet. It's and my generation. I mean, so you guys are you've been cut some slack. It's my generation that dropped the ball. I'm telling you right out front.
Yeah.
Anybody over 65, is to blame because how long has the Industrial Revolution been around? Since 1800. So I guess the Depression. Yeah, if you were alive, it's oil. When they discovered oil was kerosene. So that was the 1880s, 1890s.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's only 200 years that we've fucked up the planet in the last 200 years.
It's
Pretty
true.
hard.
It is true.
So it's my generation and generation beforehand. So you guys have cut a little slack, and the high school kids are doomed to clean it all up or suffer the consequences of us, of not you guys, but my generation and on back.
Now they have to start their 200 years to clean everything up. So, you got to even it out. 200 years.
Well, I think, okay, if I throw up right now, how long will that take?
30
couple
seconds.
of seconds, right?
Yeah.
Right, about 20 seconds. How long will it take you to clean it up?
That's
Not
true.
20 seconds.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't think they got the time to do it. You know what I mean?
No, they don't. And even if they did, it'll take more than 20 seconds. It'll take not 200 years, but maybe 1,000. 20 seconds to 10 minutes, 15, 20 minutes, to clean it up. 20 minutes.
Yeah,
And also, you have to go get the tools.
that's true.
What if I don't have a mop,
Right.
or rags, then I'm going to have to get,
It's tricky. That right there could be the extinction process, where if that younger generation feels that the older generation is unsatisfactory and there's a problem, if we could take them out of the picture, you know what I mean? And then kind of start over in a way. I'm not saying they should do this. This is a worry I would have with that.
Well, let me just insert a thought. We've been talking now for, I would say, 20 minutes. I think you've lost anybody over 65 with this.
That's our audience, though. Everybody over 65, so it's good. We're warning them.
But the high school students, I'm sure, are very interested in.
Yeah. Well, the high school, they'll be in that position, and I think the next step, like that Jetsons era future that everybody wants, I think will be after this like civilization cancels out, and the people that kind of survive, I think they'll be rewarded with this higher super technology Jetson type.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, once they get it cleaned up, if they can get it cleaned up, then it'll be okay, because they'll have all the stuff like air conditioning for the planet,
right?
Or a water filter for the oceans.
Yeah.
Blah blah. But I have another theory. Let me just pull this up.
Yeah.
It's about civilizations, because you mentioned civilizations. I think that all civilizations have a what do you call it? Something a cancellation factor involved, like in DNA. The destructive thing about Homo sapiens. We're very destructive.
They are, yeah.
Animals. We really are. I mean, we don't care. Like we litter. We litter with stuff that does not decompose. Other animals, no matter what they litter, it will decompose. We don't. We just litter and it just stays.
Yeah.
And with uranium and atomic shit, it stays for years. Okay. Civilizations. So that's the thing about humans. We have this DNA thing about, no decomposition. But civilizations has a decomposition thing in it too. Like, for instance, with politics now, our civilization and the civilizations like this, all the other civilizations have disappeared, right? The Syrian civilization, the Egyptian civilization, all the great civilizations are great because we know about them and they're not here anymore. That's called great. TPs, no, they're not great civilizations. They're teepees. They destruct no buildings. You know, all Indian cultures, all tribal cultures in Africa, no civilizations because there's no buildings.
Yeah.
You know, no trace. But civilizations, because buildings, well, no. And here's the point. Washington, D.C. It is now rampant with lies. Well, now, if you're into history, lies bring down civilizations. Lies bring down anything. Lies fuck up the system.
Yes.
The system is based on truth, not truth, but look, if this wheel goes this way, if you put cogs in it, they go the opposite way. That's the system.
Yeah.
That's truth. Here's a lie.
Yes.
It doesn't work. Well, all civilizations become lazy, because civilization are based on middle class. The middle class, right now, we are a middle class civilization. And civilization don't give a fuck about history or the people that died to give you this freedom to be lazy.
Right.
All the wars that we fought, you know, all the inventions that we made to make your life easier. Siri and Matilda and whoever else is in the digital can.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, so all civilizations get lazy when they get big. And when you get lazy, lies become to expand because you're not thinking. You're not critical thinking anymore.
Yeah.
So this middle class, it has no critical thinking whatsoever. Middle class. It's not blue or red. It's not Republican or Democrat. It's no critical thinking. They're lazy thinking. We call it stupidity, but it's really not. It's no critical thinking. And so we are, forget what we just talked about Homo sapiens. It's civilizations are built by Homo sapiens. And the lies are going to bring this country down. It's not going to be Trump. It's the people who believe lies and spread them.
Right.
It has nothing to do with Trump. Trump is like, you know, he's like Genghis Khan. He's like, I mean, he's like,
child. Yeah.
Well, he's not Genghis Khan. He's like the guy who wanted to be Genghis Khan. That's what he wants to be. He wants to be president of the world. But so what I'm talking about is civilization. Civilization breeds contempt because it breeds lazy thinking. It breeds a middle class.
Yeah.
And the middle class is fine for bringing up children. It's just not good for preserving your civilization or society. It's good for bringing up children.
Yeah.
You know, but if I was brought up in a vapid house, so I had to fight to get on this show to be with you guys, to say what I'm saying. In other words, my parents wouldn't allow me to think this. I mean, I don't care if I'm right or wrong. I just want to know what's right, and I'll say stuff to be corrected. I like to be corrected. That's cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Nobody will admit they're wrong. That's stupid.
Yeah.
I mean, no, correct me if I'm doing something wrong, man. It's not good for me.
Right.
Correct. You know, it's
ego might be
in
it.
other words, I don't get it. I don't get it.
Well, the media, you got to blame the media for, you know.
No, I blame the middle class. No, I blame people in my generation.
Yeah.
No, I blame people. I don't blame things. I don't blame the media. There's very intelligent people in the media.
True.
There's also very stupid and vicious people in the media, as with Homo sapiens.
Yeah.
In other words, if you start thinking in blocks, you're already on the way to extinction. To me, it's just get the correct thing. Just get the correct thing and fuck the media. You know,
fuck the media.
Yeah.
Media's garbage. I do blame them for selling out people's sanity for ratings, though, because they'll go.
Oh, yeah.
They'll
But
create
not
madness.
all media, no, not all media
Not
does
all.
it.
Right.
So you say media, and already you're on the way to lazy thinking.
That's true.
Come on, man.
I was
Name a name. Okay. If you say Fox, then you have to say, okay, Hannity.
Yeah.
Okay, that the blonde lady. I don't know what her fucking name is.
Yeah.
No, but there was other guys on Fox that finally quit or would try to tell the truth.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's the guy who owns Fox. He's the guy. Well, if you start saying, because you're thinking like me or you, and you say, well, yeah, the media sucks.
Yeah.
Well, I know what I'm talking about, and you know what I'm talking about. But the guy standing next to me says, yeah, the medium sucks. And then the media sucks. And the medium sucks. And then he's off going, fuck him and fuck him and fuck that and fuck. And why? Because the media sucks. No,
Right.
man. But where do you get your information then? You who thinks media sucks. Yeah. This is media, by the way.
It is.
So this sucks.
No.
So in other words, it's just.
I know what you mean. I use the blanket term like the media. The same way if someone is to say the government sucks, there's certain folks in there that are good, but there's definitely some vipers in there.
Gets you water in your fucking bath, man. That's government.
Yeah.
Stop it,
Right. I'm with you.
No, I know. It's just I'm shouting, at the ocean. Hey, what the fuck is going on? So then, I go and I paint.
Artistic. That's what you do.
Yeah. It's escape. It's just escape.
It's therapy. Therapy. Yeah. Art is therapy.
It's therapy. It really is therapy. It's I don't know. Show business.
Show business is a beautiful. Let's pop into some show biz.
Yeah, let's top into this.
So you got your show.
If you have any listeners left, do you know that our discussion up until now has been verboten on every other interview show I've ever done?
Well, that's a good thing.
I've done 100. Yeah, I'm giving you a compliment.
Thank you very much.
I brought up little tidbits of what we've been talking about.
Yeah.
I was always shut down. No, let's talk about something else. And I've been waiting for you guys to say, hey, let's, and no. So it's very brave. See, but that's the good part of media.
Yeah.
That's the good part of Zoom.
Yeah.
Now if I'm wrong in all this bullshit I've been, throwing out at this camera here, then I stand to be corrected, and I don't mind. If everything I've said is bullshit, then fine, just tell me, because I can't function well. I can function better if I know the truth.
Yeah,
that's all. That's all. I don't take umbrage at being corrected. A lot of people get really pissed off.
They do.
Whoa, and they will not be corrected. They'll counter lie you. Or change a subject, it's called deflection now in Washington, D.C. Yeah. Oh, he's deflecting. No, he's fucking lying, man.
Yeah. It's true. That's part of the job.
Okay, though. Let's change the subject. See, right.
We love the discussion process of the show. You know what I mean?
Let's talk about show business.
Yeah.
All right, so you got your start with the comedy troupe, The Committee, I believe, or did you get into kind of showbiz before that a little bit?
Oh, way
before?
See, I never wanted to be an actor. I never wanted to do anything. What I wanted to do was kind of sit around and shoot the shit like you guys, just with you all day. That's what I love to do, in the lunchroom, in public school, in high school, in the back of my class, or, trade cartoon things. That's what I really like to do. I just like to hang, man. But you have to have a job to pay the rent to be able to do that. So I never wanted to be anything. My parents wanted me to go to college, so I went to college. I didn't like that. I wanted to be an artist, so I went to Syracuse University because I saw in the catalog they had a department called the Industrial Design Department, which was part of the art school. And I thought, okay, my parents want me to go to college. I'll pick Syracuse, get into industrial design because it says industrial. That cools my father out. And then I can get into art school. Well, that's not how life works, nor how Syracuse works. The industrial design department is industrial design department, part of the art school.
Yeah.
No, it was just because of the design word that they were part of the art school. It's industrial design. I had to take math and calculus and physics and, redesigning and, and the art was drawing ollies, little, shiny parts on the chrome of cars that you did pastel renderings of. You didn't do an art project. You had a rendering project.
Yeah. Like Photoshop.
I'm thinking, is this art? This is not art. This is rendering. So when I graduated, my best friend in Syracuse was Carl Gottlieb. I don't know if you know that name. Do you know that name?
Oh yeah. He wrote Detroit, and
he wrote Jaws. He wrote Jaws with the guy who wrote the book, Jaws.
Peter Benchley.
Benchley.
Yes.
So Benchley just told him the story, but Carl wrote it. But anyway, he was my best friend in college, so I was going to be shipped to Detroit to design cars, and I had gone to Detroit in my senior year on the Syracuse University's dime because they wanted to see their best. I was a really good student. I was an A- student. So once I get into something, I'll just do it. So I don't know any better. So I was shipped there, and they gave me a tour of Ford. Give me a tour of the car design department for future cars. So it was a big salary, huge salary.
Yeah.
And so when they gave me the tour, I revolted. I mean, I don't want to go here. I mean, I told them that. I mean, basically, I signed my fate.
Yeah.
I didn't know it, but it helped me. In other words, they took me through a tour of the art department, where they had like little plaster Paris cars on their desks, and so I picked them up, or I'd look at there was like 9 of us from different schools, so representatives, take a tour. Yeah. And they were going to pick. We were like the A team or the B league or the A league or the B team.
Yeah.
From college, and we were all there, and I would just pick it up and so the guy who was assigned, the employee who was assigned to take us on the tour, he goes, "Oh, you really like that, huh?" And I go, "Well, actually, no, I picked it up because I thought it was kind of a weak design. I was kind of expecting more, from Ford." And he goes, "Well, the head of the department designed that one." "Oh, really? Well, like I say, I was expecting more." Well, and then they showed us the dining room. So I just shut my mouth. I said, okay, I don't think I'm going to get very far in this department because I just say things, what's on my mind. So then we go to the cafeteria and he shows me, and it was really incredible. It was like a very upscale New York boîte, nightclub restaurant. It was amazing. I was really impressed. And I said to the guy, "Wow, now this is really amazing. We get to eat here?" And he goes, "Oh no, this is the CEO's dining room." And I just lost it, man. "What do you mean? Then why did you show this to us? We can't eat here, but you're going to show it to us. So now I'm impressed. And your designs aren't that good either." So that kind of sealed my fate. Now, I didn't know it sealed my fate, but word got back to Syracuse, of course. And they said, "Don't send Larry Hankin." You know,
Yeah.
we don't want him. But on the other hand, I wouldn't have survived because that's what I would, if they hired me, that's what I would have been doing, complaining all the time.
Yeah.
So Carl, we were graduating at the same time. And I said, he said, where are you going? And I said, well, I'm not going to Detroit. I don't want to go there. I hate it. And they don't want me. So that's it. I'm not going to any of the other car departments either. They're all the same. So where are you going? And he wanted to be a writer. He always wanted to be a writer. So he said, I'm going to Greenwich Village, live there, because at that time it was cheap in the 60s. It was really cheap in Greenwich Village. He said, and I've got sent out some query letters and I got a job on a newspaper, a local, nothing big that you would ever hear about. These are local. But I got a job there, so I'm going to Greenwich Village. And I said, well, why don't I go with you and we'll get an apartment together? And he said, well, what are you going to do? And I said, probably starve. I don't know, and I really don't care. And he said, okay. So I think I had enough to share the apartment, the down payment. And I starved for about, I guess, actually I starved for 2 months, literally. I couldn't get a job. I had just enough money to pay the rent. And then I was on his dime, on Carl's dime. But I had my first job was sweeping up, cleaning the duck boards behind the bar in a bar and grill. And I had to clean the bar. So they locked me in from 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. And that's it. So my evenings, I don't want to see another peanut shell as long as I live. And so I had a report for work at 2 a.m. And I got there for last call, get everybody out. They locked me in. I cleaned till 6 a.m. The chef came in, 6 a.m. came in. So I cleaned. It didn't take me long. And then I would always wear a raincoat to work. And I would take rashers of bacon, which I would stash in the back of my pants and covered it with a raincoat so it was behind my back. And then I would take any kind of small cans of vegetables or the small cans of those sausages, those little sausages. Anything that wouldn't bulk in my pockets of my raincoat. And where I got the idea was from Harpo Marx, the raincoat and the spoons, all the time stealing, wah, wah, But I said, raincoat, right, of course, if you're going to steal stuff, raincoat. So those were, so I did that because I was always raiding the larder of the grill part of the bar and grill. And then I quit after 2 weeks because I knew the chef would see stuff was starting to be missing. So I always think and always ahead. I'm a Homo sapien, man. I'm thinking ahead. I know what's going on. They'll never catch me. I'm not going to become extinct. So I quit. But I had all my days and nights free and I would hang out at coffee houses. And I won funniest in high school 2 years in a row. So I'm sitting there watching open mic nights. And I see these comedians come up on the stage and go, I'm a funny guy. I can do that for 3 minutes. Are you kidding? Now you weren't getting paid, but I thought, I'll become a stand-up comedian. What the hell? I can do that, what they're doing for 3 minutes. Well, what I was watching was bad comedians. They're doing open mic nights. They're beginners. I mean, how good can they be?
Right.
And they're working for free. That never entered my mind. Well, maybe I won't be extinct. So, so I thought, well, I can do that. So I would get up for 3 minutes. Okay, here's the deal with open mic nights. That's the best time of my life, by the way, open mic nights, bar none. Because the open mic night audiences are not there to laugh or to boo. They're there to see their friend get up on the stage and do his 3 minutes. They don't care if you're good or bad. They're not going to leave. And they're not going to boo or hiss because then you'll boo or hiss their friend. True. So they just sit quietly or titter or smirk or laugh or, whatever. For 3 minutes, it's fine. Okay, so I was very bad. I was awful because making you guys laugh or your friends laugh in high school is not the same as getting on a stage and making an audience laugh. Yeah. Because I don't write jokes. I just tell stories that might or might not be funny, but they're just me talking. And that's what I did for 3 minutes. They would just sit there and listen, and it wasn't stand-up comedian. It was just me talking for 3 minutes. But I wasn't booed off the stage. So my adjustment was, I can do better. So I think my mental thing was, I can do it better next time. And I would, because I was a funny kid. I mean, in high school, I was a funny kid.
Yeah.
You do remember things people laugh at. I mean, if I would tell a story to some guy or girl or whatever, and it was kind of funny, and at a party, I would tell that story, oh, yeah, because it was funny. So I would remember the laughs of my story that I was telling that, I thought was pretty funny to my friends. And they would laugh. So I collect you. What you do is my psyche would just collect the laughs. So after about 5 or 10 open mic nights, I'd have about 5 minutes of just funny stuff, that I didn't have to try to remember it. It would just be there when I got up on stage. I guess it was because I got the laugh on stage. The association was, well, in high school, I told funny stuff to my high school friends. I can tell funny stuff to any high school friends.
Yeah.
The association was there, of funniness to high school. And the thing was funniness on the stage. So, if I got these laughs on the stage, I was here. So the funny would come up when I get on the stage.
Yeah.
Because I never wrote anything, ever. And I was a very successful stand-up comedian. I was opening for Miles Davis, the Kingston Trio, Love and Spoonful. I was on tour, the Playboy clubs. I did the Playboy clubs. So, I mean, I was a stand-up comedian, and I never, ever wrote anything, ever. I just get up on the stage, and I remember, and how you get new material is, I would just tell a new story for 2 minutes in the front.
Yeah.
If I get laughs, then I tell the rest of it. And if I get laughs, I just move it up, and then tell new 2 minutes, but I'd remember the laughs from the old 2 minutes. And it would just be like a moving thing. I would just, every time I get on the stage, I would just I would improv.
Yeah.
I would improv a new 2 minutes and just keep it going, never. So I had that instinct, and that's how I become a stand-up comedian. And from there, I got into critical thinking, the stuff that all the 65-year-olds tuned out in the beginning of this show. I was doing that kind of material, and I would get booed off the stage, and then I would, curse, and I would be doing Richie Pryor, Lenny Bruce,
Nice.
George Carlin,
Yes.
Bill Burr nowadays.
Yep.
And I started out with, Seinfeld kind of stuff. And I graduated to Lenny Bruce. Well, when I hit the Lenny Bruce stuff, that was like a wall.
Yeah.
And then cops started pulling me off the stage, Lenny
Shit.
Bruce. And I
Wow.
couldn't take that. So I called my manager. I was opening for Woody Allen, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I was a major professional.
Yeah.
So I called my manager. It was Woody's manager. And I called him. I said, "Hey, man, I just can't do this. I'm not Woody. I'm not prepared for this critical thinking. Well, I don't know, because you're in the boondocks, you're touring, you're on tour. You go nightclubs in the Midwest. They would not truck cursing or sex, drugs, rock and roll. Forget it, man. People would come at me with beer bottles. Get the fuck off the stage. Whoa. Yeah. So he said, pretty cool. He said, well, why don't you join Second City? They're doing the same thing as Lenny and Carlin, but they own the theater. So, and you got 4 people up on this. This is what he said. This is a quote. He said that, and then he said, look, you got 4 other people on the stage with you, and the stage in Second City. He said the stage is 4 feet high. The guy with the beer bottle would have to drop the beer bottle to climb on the stage. Meanwhile, you got 4 other people to beat him up.
Good point.
That's why
like
I
that.
should join Second City.
Stag.
Because yeah, I
Was
mean,
this a-
no, it was just a better choice. Let's just put it that way. So I did. I auditioned for Second City, and the stage was 3.5 feet tall. I mean, he was right, and there was other people.
And
Yeah,
in
but
the-
no, it was great. But a couple of us then quit and went to San Francisco, and we called ourselves the committee. But
Yes.
we were really from Second City. And then we were just, a $35 round trip ticket in the 60s and 70s to Hollywood. $35 plane trip from Hollywood,
Wow.
San Francisco, see the committee, fly back. And then they would call us. So we would be going back and forth. It was like extra money. We were in the committee, but we go down for a week, and it's improv. So anybody could improv your part. It doesn't have to be the same.
Yeah.
It's improv. And we were all trusted one another. We were all in the same company, improvising with one another. So if I had to leave for a week and say, hey, Gary, take my part, and then Gary kind of do it my way, but he'd take it off in another direction or whatever. And then when I came back, I would watch Gary, and I would either do it his way, do it my way, or combine the two and make it and then the other person who always remained there had to deal with either me or Gary.
Yeah.
So he had to or she had to re-improvise with this guy or that guy.
That's a
It was
good
fun.
sense of community. You know what I
It
mean?
was yeah, I mean, so and it was understood because then she will get called to go, and then I'd have to take over for her or whatever. So finally, as they went down, they wouldn't come back because
Oh,
of the money,
yeah.
and they'd get an agent. So finally, the original members, of which I was the original member, and the director, who was the original director, the starter of the committee, they all never came back. They
Yeah.
all, well, he'll direct a sitcom down there, just one, boom. No, he's not coming back. And so
Yeah.
I became the director of the committee, and then I just couldn't take it because I was dealing with there were no originals, no my friends. They were all down there. So I was directing like the 5th and 6th generation of pickup improvisers from not Second City or the committee, but from San Francisco, who were just actors out of work.
Mm.
Well, no, Second City has a school. I had to go to a school in Second City while I was on the main stage. I was going to improv school with the Lee Strasberg of improv, Viola Spolin. So there was nobody to teach my company how to be improvisers.
Yeah.
So I just got bored because it wasn't like the old days. It wasn't. When you it's like Ringo and all the other Beatles leave.
Right.
Well,
Lost
this is a pickup band. So Ringo and the pickup band. No, it's not the same.
Yes. Lost its jazz.
And not that I was like Ringo. Ringo is me. He's him. But it was like that.
Yeah.
So I went down finally. So that's how I got into show business. I mean, very simple.
Now, when you started, so you were probably doing there wasn't really comedy clubs in the beginning. It was like strip clubs and
yeah, strip
you know,
clubs. Yeah.
yes.
And porno movies, strip clubs and
Pornos.
porno movies in San Francisco. I did 5, count them, 5 porno movies. 5? Is that 5?
You
1, 2,
performed
3,
in porno
5,
movies?
5. So I was doing porno movies, for extra money. I was in the committee, but they would come and see all the porn stars and the directors. I mean, they were just people.
You directed them?
Who went to movies, and well, they would come to the committee because we were like Second City. We were a tourist attraction. I mean,
Yeah.
we were famous. So they would come and they'd say, "Hey, you want to be in a movie?" I said, "Wow, what's the movie?" "Well, it's a porno movie. It's real cheap, I mean, but you would be the comic. You don't have to do any porno stuff. You would
Right.
just be the comic relief." So, if I don't have to get naked, fine, that's cool. So I'd be in 5 porno movies as the comic relief. Okay, well, people don't go to porno movies to laugh.
Right.
Doesn't work. Not funny. Not my crowd. not
Yeah.
my audience. But I watched them all. They were all just god awful. I mean, they were porno movies. They're not porno movies. They were cheapos, you know, out into the. Well, now they're out in the valley now in
Yeah.
Hollywood. They moved down here. They're out in the valley. But then they were out in in Sausalito. They were over. They were over the bridge. They
Yeah.
were across the Golden Gate Bridge. Well, whatever that, or up north.
Boogie Nights. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but there's only one porno movie that I really want to see that I was in as the comic relief, but is the most bizarre plot.
Yeah.
I guess in porny movies it's not bizarre at all.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what it is.
Yeah.
Well, I was hired to be a part of the press, the media. I was a media reporter who heard that there was a swapping, sex swapping club. And then there were sex clubs where you swap partners. So the movie was about a sex club swapping club, and basically all they did was go to somebody's house and swap, and then go to somebody else's house and swap.
Yeah.
Get on the phone, hey, where are we meeting next week? That was the movie, hey, where are we meeting next week? Okay, let's go to, the drive there, swap, So, very basic, very simple. Now, the trick was, the twist was that a reporter was going to come and do a story on the sex swapping club.
Yeah.
So they were all hyped up about being famous and getting a story in a major newspaper, So that was the basis of the movie. So I said, well, now, how do I do that? Where do I come in? What day do I work? I mean, I just wanted to, actor stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Since I didn't have to, do
Fornicate.
with two backs with anybody.
Yeah.
I just want to know, what's my part? What do I say? And when do I go home? That's all. So they said, okay, show up, blah, 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 at this address, because they're going to be having a swapping party, and you're going to interview the swappers. So that's your job, to interview them. Okay, fine. Now that sounded pretty innocent.
Yeah.
So I show up, I see all the, there's two trucks, the camera truck and the actor truck. They drove them to this private house, and I go in, and it has started already. Everybody is fucking all over the place. There's, and then filming. They're filming handheld and a tripod. And now these are ordinary people in San Francisco, up north of San Francisco. So these are ordinary couples. These were not models or, actors and actresses. These were man and wife, boyfriends and girlfriends, people who lied to get in the movie, oh, we're a couple, we swap all the time. So there are fat people and tall people and thin people and people with hats and people with beards and people wearing glasses. I mean, just people naked, fucking. Maybe some of them had socks on even. I mean, it was just weird. And I had to interview them. And I said, well, how can I interview them? They're fucking. He said, no, while they're fucking.
Wow.
Oh, okay. So I had my little pad, no iPhones, and a pencil. And I would go up, a couple on a couch. Hi, now where did you meet? No, well, I'm with that guy over there. He's my husband. Okay, thank you very much. And well, who are you? Oh, he's my boyfriend. He didn't come, but I came with him. Okay, cool. And then I go, okay, thank you very much. And then the director would say, okay, yeah. All right, blah, blah, blah. Go over there. Okay. I want to see that film. I want to see that scene of me interviewing people just falling all over the place. Weird, and I got a day's pay and I went home, and I wore a suit. And I said, what should I wear? I'll wear a suit, whatever wear what a reporter would wear. Okay.
Stain resistant. Yeah. Make sure you don't get no squirt on you.
Yeah.
Wow.
I guess we're going to have to try and find that for you.
Do you remember the name of it? I will search it out. You know,
will
Just
find it.
swap. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, like this is in the late 60s, early 70s. So, but I have had people, I got a Facebook page. I have had people who have said, "Were you in China, woman?" "Oh, yeah." "Were you in Svengali?" "Oh, yeah." Uh, all of this was the 70s and 80s.
yeah,
And then I'll get them, like now. I just went to a porno shop and rented a movie, and there you were. I go, wow, man. But it wasn't that one. It was China Woman or China Doll or whatever.
yeah,
Here's the skinny on all of that. If you try to find it, you might find it. The Svengali, specifically Svengali, but then China Woman also. And the other three, I don't know. Those two were re-edited for different markets, either made more pornographic or less pornographic,
yeah,
depending on the market in Taiwan or France or Canada or Mexico or United States. So Svengali, which I did the lead in, I was Svengali. All I did was, that was great because I was Svengali, with the beard
Yeah.
and the mustache and the hat,
Yeah.
cape, had a cape, and I would hypnotize women to go get fucked with the porn star.
Yeah.
You are going to go to this address and you will do anything they say. And then, I would get another woman. You will, and I never was in any scene where any naked people.
Yeah, yeah.
But they re-edited that several times it was a softcore movie.
Yeah.
There was no penetration. But it was re-edited several times and the title changed to Svengali something, where they made it either a graphic porno movie or a less, no, mainly it was more pornographic because it was a softcore to begin with.
Right.
So they just made it more pornographic and changed the name. Same thing with China Woman. They made it more horror. China Woman was a horror porno.
I like that.
Where they were, the devil was balling women.
Of course.
It wasn't a porn star, it was a devil. They made it a horror movie. Okay.
I like it.
You like it? Okay, you love it. So
It brings a whole new meaning to the term.
So they made it even more pornographic somehow and changed the name to China Woman.
Yeah.
Some other name.
It brings a whole new meaning to the term, the uncut version.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So anyway, okay. So Alex was about to say something like what?
Yeah, Alex, what you got? He's a big porn fan.
Oh no. Before we got into this,
I was going to say that my pal Matt is a big horror fan and porn fan. So that
I can't hear you. You're too far away from the mic.
Oh, sorry. I was saying that Matt is a big horror fan and also porn fan. So
okay.
loves that movie.
Porn again, yeah.
Okay, China and Svengali. Yeah, I must. Well, the one joke. Okay, I told you the joke about being the reporter. The joke about the Svengali movie was I loved the costume, and the fact that I was the lead, and the poster for it was magnificent. It was beautiful. It didn't look like a porno. It was just me, the Svengali costume, hypnotizing the viewer.
Yeah.
And that was it. It was just says Svengali and then me. And you didn't know it was a softcore porn movie at all. So that was a really great thing. And the other the costume, the poster, and my mustache and beard, which was the cheapest mustache and beard you could ever see. It looked pasted on.
Yeah, yeah.
So the reasoning for it was a low budget movie and it was softcore to begin with. So they didn't have enough money they cut corners by going to a magic shop.
Ah, yes.
Not a costume shop, but a magic shop to buy a magician's beard and mustache. So it's like, paste it on hanging like this, like this and like this. It's kind of like this.
because of the excitement. You're getting so much action that your
The
mustache.
director who wrote it and raised the money, you know, this is big, never corrected it. He never said, well, you know, straighten it out.
That's a whole different time. You know, porno, people, for anybody that watches pornography, which Ted Bundy says you shouldn't watch pornography, but anybody that watches the drastic change of back then, it was actual movies with sex in it. Like it was a legitimate movie, like Larry's talking about. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah. And my one other, I'll tell you just one other one off this subject. Beating it to death. When I got an Academy nomination for a film short, I make a lot of film shorts.
Yeah.
So I got an Academy nomination for one called Sally's Diner. And to get into the Academy, to even get it nominated, I didn't put it in, the cinematographer did. I didn't think it deserved it, but it did. I mean, once I got the nomination, I thought, wow, because you can't judge, I can't judge my own work. I don't know if this is great or not. I just did it, and you want it or not. Yeah. So I made Sally's Diner, and he put it in, and I said, no, it's not good enough. And he said, it is. And he put it in, and it got nominated. So to get nominated, to actually put it in, you have to have it run in a movie in Los Angeles County, a genuine, first run movie house for a week. So you have to go to a first run movie house where first run major motion pictures are shown, and it has to be shown there for a week. That's your admission to getting it sent into the Academy. If you can't get it in within Los Angeles County, then you can't enter the Academy. Okay, so he searched all over. Now it's Hollywood. Now it's Hollywood County, and everybody's making film shorts to send in. Everybody in this in town, man. So all the movies all over LA County were booked solid for film shorts to run for 1 week. I think for the first 2 months before the Academy. So we couldn't get in. So I was very happy because I didn't think it was worth anything, and I didn't think I would ever be invited back again. Yeah. I mean, that's where my mind was. And if you get booted once, you never can enter again, which is not true. But I didn't know that. So I didn't care. If it didn't get in, that meant I could enter it. Finally, Harry calls me, the cinematographer. Harry calls me. I got it into a major movie house. So we're in, we can enter. And I said, oh, well, okay. I mean, because he was insistent that because he wanted the nomination.
Right.
I said, okay, fine. Let's go see it on the big screen. I got a new girlfriend. I can impress her.
Yep.
Where is it? He said, it's at the Pussycat Theater, a major porn movie house. Major. It is the prime Hollywood porn movie house.
Yeah.
And they have bus tours stopping there to go see Chinese motion picture bus tour stops at that. I've seen the bus parked in front of the Pussycat. Yeah. And Chinese tourists get out and go in. They're into pornos. It's not bad in there.
Yeah.
China. Okay. So I said, okay. And I think it was, yeah, okay. So anyway, I already invited my girlfriend to a major motion picture. She wanted, yeah, okay. So she said, okay, she'd go with me. And I didn't want to tell her it was a pornographic movie.
Yeah.
I just didn't want to tell her. I said, Harry, when does it go on? He says, well, it goes on first. I said, oh, wait a minute. We can go in, and it's the first movie. We go in the afternoon when they open. It's the first movie up as a film short. We don't have to stay for the porn thing. I'm sure she doesn't want to see that. I mean, I just assumed. Yeah. Women, I get kind of weird about it. Some women like it. It doesn't matter. But I kind of thought my girlfriend was one of the women who didn't.
Right.
And I didn't want, it's my first, new girlfriend. Why bother? So we went, and I mean, she's going to the Pussycat Theater. I mean, what am I like that? What is this? So I was right, what is this? What is it, a porny film short? no, we're just going on front, and no, don't worry about it, Okay, fine, whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's go. So we're sitting in the back. Now it's empty. It's in the afternoon, which is prime porn goers time.
Yeah.
In the middle of the afternoon. So, this it's not packed. It's maybe like, 15 or 20 people, all sitting apart, all with coats. We're sitting in the back. So all we see is the back of their heads, And, it's a blank screen. We're just sitting there talking. And she's saying, it's going to be pornographic because I'm going to just walk out of it, just pornographic, And she didn't have anything about pornographic. She just didn't like to be, kidnapped and just shoved into one that she just doesn't know anything about.
Like that taxi driver scene. Yeah.
Okay, so now the film short starts. My film short. Okay, we're on schedule. Okay, we can get out of here before the porn stuff starts. So it starts, and it's called Sally's Diner. It starts with a waitress in a diner and a suited man, a CEO, comes in. He wants to change of $1. And all the guys sit up. Okay, it's going to be this suited guy's going to fuck the waitress. Okay, we got it. And then I come in, and oh, wait a minute, it's a homeless guy. Oh, it's going to be a 2 guy. It's going to be a double. All right, a CEO and a homeless guy is going to do the waitress. Wow, that's weird. Okay, they're ready. They're leaning forward. And the movie plays out. It's just a comedy.
Yeah.
It's a comedy. But a homeless guy who can't pay, and the CEO who holds up the place. And the homeless guy saves the thing and he gets rewarded with a meal. End of story. Boom. And it's funny. Well, they're not laughing. They're sitting there and you could see them just slowly, and then they're looking around and looking up at the booth and, well, nobody's taking their clothes off. This is a 10-minute film. It probably is the longest 10-minute of these guys' lives.
Yeah.
Nothing's happening. And they're looking around and they're, like, oh, like this, like that. And the movie's over. So we leave. Now, the upshot of it is, yes, we are now eligible to enter the Academy. And we did get a nomination and we did go to the awards and it was a big deal. But as far as me or the director or my girlfriend thinking that this is a really great film short that deserves to be shown somewhere, we didn't get that at all because nobody laughed and you could feel the anger in the audience.
Yeah.
That they were just tricked.
Yeah.
There was no sex at all. And they thought, what is it? The feature going to be no sex too? So you can feel the room, man. It didn't go well. And so I lost out on that. And my girlfriend was kind of angry. Well, what was that all about? And it wasn't color corrected either.
Yeah.
So you have that disturbance,
That's why they were really upset, I think, because of the color correction.
Well, it wasn't color corrected.
Not the porn, not the no.
So that's the end of my pornographic, and I gotta go. I gotta leave. I mean, it's time. But so that's all the stories I never wanted to tell on Zoom or on the internet.
Good word.
The doom and extinction of the human race and pornography.
Word.
That's what we
Countdown to
discussed.
extinction.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Cool. Did you say you got no more time?
Yeah, I really do have to go now.
All right, cool. This was a pleasure, man. We would love to have you back on the show again if we could.
Okay, well, when the book comes out, I'd like to come out and talk about.
We would love to have you on when the book comes out.
Okay, cool. That's
Absolutely.
Really
yeah, we'll stay in touch.
So it'll be about hopefully sooner than 6 months, but
okay.
Well, I mean, I just finished it this morning, really.
Oh, there you go. We get a special thanks. We were there for it all.
So I have to find out if I can get a publisher or to get it published. There's no pornography in it, but I have to find out if I can get a publisher or publish it myself. So
Yeah.
that's my next step now. So that's what I got to do right now.
Well, yeah, we'd love to have you back on, and we'll push the book when it's out. You know what I mean?
Okay, cool. I don't know the name of it. I have to name it after I read it and find out what I wrote. You know, and then you find out what it's about. Okay.
Countdown to Extinction. All right, Larry. Thank you very much for giving us your time, man.
Okay, take it easy.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was an interesting episode of the BoomBastiCAST. We love the discussion aspect of it. We love it. Larry Hankin is the man. We got to talk about his porn career and the extinction of humanity, which is the greatest thing in the world. We love it all. And everybody be on the lookout for that book that's coming. We'll be having him back on the show to talk about the book. And we'll talk about some more of his movies and television stuff because, woo boy, does he have a gigantic list of movies and television. And we didn't get it to pop into it, but we will next time. We assure you, we'll do a part 2. And Larry was the best, man. That was a lot of fun. And I'm looking forward to having him on again. You want to say anything in closing, Ogman?
Just that I gotta say, this was a fun interview. I mean, we went down rabbit holes I never knew were there to go down, which is always interesting because, you know, we come in with, you know, an idea of what we're going to talk about, what's going on, but it is a rare pleasure when you are blindsided with some really cool and interesting stuff that you never thought you were going to talk about.
Right.
And I mean, yeah, as Matt said, we are definitely going to bring Larry back. We're going to talk about more about his career and other stuff. And but even though we did not get a touch on some of the other stuff we wanted to, what we talked about was eye-opening and was really cool to talk about. And he has, you know, an interesting life and career that, you know, we didn't even know about, which was great that we got a chance to talk about. And another thing that was great that Larry, like you said, he got a chance to talk about some things that he believes and always wanted to talk about, but is always shut down by other interviewers because you know everyone just wants to talk about the career. And don't get us wrong, Matt and I love talking about the career, but one of the things I want anyone who listens to our show who understands that we love to talk about that, but we're more interested in, you know, the things that you don't hear on other podcasts, other interview shows. We want to open that door. If you want to talk about, you know, your belief or in this case your porno career that no one knows about,
For sure.
for sure, feel free. I mean, it was an interesting ride, and I gotta say, I am psyched to find out more about Larry's life and career. And I promise you, there will be another one.
Absolutely. You know what I mean? And to go with the usual, you know, you just caught yourself a BoomBastiCAST interview with Larry Hankin that you ain't catching anywhere else. All right. This is an exclusive. You know what I mean? And we could go forever. Do you want to talk at all about some of the movies that we love that he's in?
Well, I mean, I would.
In television?
Oh
Or
yeah.
should we wait? Should we hold off? Should we hold off to the man himself?
I say we hold off because um, I want those listening to this. This is to whet your appetite. Okay, this because there's a lot of stuff that we were going to talk about which we didn't get to, but I assure you we will, and we'll talk to Larry. We'll set up another time. But this is, I gotta say, I was blown away because we talked about things that I would never have expected to be talked about, and finding out a whole new aspect. Because I mean, when we watch movies with actors, when we do research and all that, there's always parts that we will never learn just doing research.
Right.
I mean, that's what I love about what we do. We talk. That's all we do. We talk and we see where it goes, see where the White Rabbit takes us. And this was a great example of, you know, something that we did not expect, and we're happy that we went in this whole different direction, and can't wait to do it
It
again.
was we cruised for over an hour and a half. You know what I mean? So like we hightailed it. Yeah, and we'll wrap it up here. And we're definitely gonna have Larry back on the show again. If you want to look into some stuff that you might not have seen, check out www.larryhankin, the real Larry Hankin, HANKIN.com. Like I said, he has some really cool art up there. You know, he's done some directing and producing of films as well, not just acting in it. And he's got those up there. You know what I mean? And yeah, I can't wait to have him back on because I got a whole two notebook pages worth of questions about all my favorite movies and television shows he was a part of. The Hawkman does too, and it's just one of those things where you know, you get caught up in discussion, and next thing you know, times pass. But we'd rather, like we said with him, we'd rather the discussion than an interview any day of the week. You know what I mean? And he had fun, so I'm sure we'll have him back. And yeah, so fuck yeah, go check out his stuff, support Larry, and support us, and support the whole world, so we won't have to go into an extinction. Know what I mean? So with that being said, we hope you all had fun. We had a blast, and we're gonna catch y'all on the next episode of the BoomBastiCAST. Peace.
Peace.